Hi guys, Anamika here. I hope you all are doing great. So I'm here today to answer a frequently asked question, like literally a burning question related to the conscious matchmaking service that we have. And that question is that why five matches? Right? Isn't five a really small number? So I'm here to answer that question for you. So let me make you understand this with the help of a business analogy. Hmm? So in business, there are two different concepts that we talk about. The first one being lead generation, another one being sales conversion. Hmm? So when we talk about lead generation, let's suppose you have a certain product or service and then you put it out in the world, and so many different people who could be interested in that come up and put their information out, and you have a long list of people with whom you feel that they are interested in your product or service. So those are basically the leads. Hmm? Now, out of those leads, you then tell them that, okay, this is what the product actually is about. You answer their questions, you understand their requirements, you tell them what you do, how you do it, and so on and so forth. All of these communication occurs, and slowly, in different phases, people start getting filtered out. Hmm? And let's suppose you had 100 leads. By the end of the process, a few communications, by the end you have five people who say that, okay, fine, I'm ready to go ahead with the proposal. So they ask for your proposal, and you tell them all the details, all the information about your product or service, and then they go through your proposal, and you understand their requirements in more detail, and there's a more detailed conversation happening. And then after that, there are two people who say that, okay, fine, I'm ready to now go ahead with your product or service. Hmm? So we started with 100 people. Those 100 people are leads. When we have those two people at the end, that's called sales conversion. Hmm? Then they have the intention to work with you, they have the intention, readiness, willingness to buy your product or service. You have the intention to work with them. So there's a match. Now, let's understand the same thing in terms of um, relationship or marriage or matrimony when we talk about. So you have all of these different sources, the websites, the matrimony or dating websites, or people around you in your family or your friends, or people, or maybe the panditji who recommends. These are the available options that you have, which you can look into. Those are your leads. Now, out of those leads, you first go through the criteria of understanding the basic functional, operational, logistical, all of these kind of requirements. You go into a little more detail where you understand the compatibility, personality, likes, dislikes, education, profession, family background, your own requirements like maybe food preferences, fitness preferences, your family's requirement. Considering all of these things, right, you filter out all of those profiles through the first factor criteria that I'm talking about, and then you have a small set of people who match this up. Hmm? Now, at a later stage, you start speaking to these people, and you see how emotionally intelligent they are, how mature they are, how they think, how they speak, how they deal with situations, how they respond to situations, how they talk, and all of these things. So, basically, coming back to their um, emotional intelligence and mindfulness. Then later on, you also see, what are the conditionings, beliefs, patterns they operate from, what are, what is their level of awareness related to their own fears and insecurities, and how they are dealing with those fears and insecurities, how they are dealing with their conditionings, how willing they are to solve it, right? How, whether they have the intention or willingness to solve all of these things or not, right? Because these things are the determining factor linked to how healthy the relationship is going to be in the future, whether it is going to be turning out into a dysfunctional, toxic, abusive kind of a relationship, or a healthy relationship. all of these three factors you consider, you go through, and then you have those a very small set of people whom you can say, right, these are my potential matches, right? So now, when we give you 5 matches, we are talking about these highly potential matches, which you have, like in the business terms, the sales conversion part, or like all of these things, considered in the picture. So when we say the 5 number, they are not your leads. Hmm? We have gone through all of these 5 factors that you will go through to consider that a right match for you, right? And those are the 5 people whom you are going to get for yourself. And then we have considered your requirements, we have considered their requirements, all of these 3 factors, and we have also put on the table our own requirements of what can create a healthy, harmonious, long lasting, conscious relationship, right? So that's the work that's happening, right? So when you look at it from the angle of sales conversion, not lead generation, you will realize this one thing, that 5 actually is a huge number. Hmm? So that's why we have decided this point, this number of having 5 matches. So that's what I wanted to tell you. And with our experience, with our communication to so many people, so we work in this field of relationships, and we also deal with people who are looking for a relationship, and they are not able to land up with the right relationship, right partner, and so on and so forth. So I have plenty of examples of people who have been going through the exact same process of lead generation and sales conversion that I'm talking about, and I can, empathize with them, the kind of efforts, the kind of time, the kind of intentions and energy that goes into that process, right? And at times it becomes very draining, it becomes very exhausting, time taking, and not just, uh, you know, physically draining, it also becomes very mentally and emotionally draining for people that we speak to. So we can totally understand this thing, that how this process is actually happening around the people. So considering all of those things and listening to so many beautiful women and men who actually come to us for this particular thing, whether it is about the matchmaking thing, or whether it is about resolving and moving ahead in life with this thing, the problems pretty much remain the same, right? So that's a reason why we have chosen 5 people as a number, because these are highly potential matches. They are matches, they are not leads. Hmm? They are not just a list of people. So that's that. And if you have any further questions, if you want to ask anything, speak about anything, we are there. You can always write to us, and we will be there to respond to you. So thank you so much for being here, and looking forward to meeting